Hey guys, my name is Vanessa. I'm an alcoholic. My sobriety date's October 8th, 2017, and I wanted to make a video on celebrating the holidays sober. And it actually coincided really well with a Friendsgiving thing that I had plans with my friends, and I was like, this is gonna be perfect. And I asked them if they wanted to be in it, and they were like, yeah. So I was like, cool. And then Friendsgiving happened, and we all had so much fun that we forgot. So I don't have any footage. I wanted to kind of show like different perspectives on sobriety. My friends all have several years of sobriety, um, several more years of sobriety. Anyway, so we didn't do it because they might be amazing people, but they're about as forgetful as I am. So it didn't get done. And then I was thinking, like, do you guys even want a video on celebrating the holidays sober? Because to me, like, that was one of the craziest concepts was celebrating anything in sobriety. Uh, when I first got sober, it was difficult for me to imagine a life that did not involve alcohol to begin with, and not even in a social setting. So it was difficult for me to grasp the concept of celebrating anything, let alone birthdays, holidays, New Year's, like without getting totally wasted. And one, it didn't seem like any fun. It just didn't seem like something I wanted to participate in. Um, and two, I just wasn't convinced that people that celebrated these things sober, like actually had a good time. So what I discovered actually, the first time I got sober, like straight out of like jail and rehab and all that, I coordinated an event called the Alternative New Year's Eve Party, and I raised money, and I rented a space, and I created like a safe place for people in recovery that was going to celebrate New Year's Eve. So it was a lot of fun. I would have done a lot of things differently, but it was a good time and it served its purpose. You know, people had a safe place to hang out while, the rest of the United States was getting drunk and, celebrating in that way. Um, and so for me, and the reason why I did that was because when I was straight out of jail and then I went into rehab, I got into rehab on my 30th birthday. And that's whole like December, because December 14th is my birthday, and then there was Christmas, and then there was New Year's. And so I was like, and I was in rehab. So I was like, what am I doing? Um, and the fact is that they had like a New Year's event coordinated with like the men's rehab. And so, the girls' rehab was like the women's rehab was allowed to like go celebrate. Like they had like a dance or something. Just felt very like childish. It just felt like, we had chaperones and we had, music but it was like cheesy music and like 90% of the people were just sitting in chairs, and I was totally sitting in a chair. Like, I don't want to, what the hell? Who dances when they're sober? It was just super awkward. There was like a speaker, and everything about it just reminded me that I was sober. It was not what I wanted to be doing. It just seemed really lame. And so that's what had inspired me to following year create this event. And then ever since then, like December just kind of hits really home for me because I know there's a ton of people that just drink regularly, like a lot. And then people that really binge drink over the holidays because it seems more socially acceptable to do so. And then there's people that drink out of depression or, because the holidays are just hard. And so that's why I wanted to make a video on celebrating the holidays sober. Is there anything that you guys want me to address in that video? Since I botched my original idea, I can now take suggestions or recommend any requests that you guys have. I'm happy to accommodate. I really appreciate the continuing comments and messages and emails that I get from everybody. They're super nice. I want to give a shout out to the guy that was trying to troll me. I thank you for your final comment that you said. I appreciate it. There's something about people thinking that you're gonna fail. To me, is really scary, um, because I don't take that like as a personal attack. I take it as you're right. So I can absolutely, it's the easiest thing to do is to drink. I can walk out maybe like 600 feet to a drugstore right now down the street and get loaded. Like it is that easy. So for somebody to say, this girl is probably wasted right now, it's like there is, a really good opportunity for me to be wasted. The stores are closed from, I think, from 2 to 6, I think. So 20 hours a day, there's an opportunity for me to get drunk. It just doesn't occur to me, honestly. There's too much good stuff going on, and I'm way too grateful and happy to do that. And even when I'm stressed out or anxious or not even unhappy, just like discontent, there are just other ways to deal with that now. Like I'm not super convinced that alcohol is going to give me is any kind of a solution. Like it just isn't. I often wonder if there are any reservations in my mind of like what would lead me back to a drink. And they used to say, while I was going through my step work, they would say, if your parents died, do you think you'd go back to drinking? Or if you got into an accident and you lost your legs, do you think you would go back to drinking? And I'm just, in those times, those seem like, yeah, of course I would go back to drinking. What the hell? What's the point of being sober if, blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, my automatic answer is not like, yeah, of course I drink. It's like, what would I have to gain from drinking? Things are like, there's nothing that alcohol can't make worse. But more than that, like, I just really hope that people understand that when I make these videos, I'm not just talking about alcohol. Like, I'm not just talking about being abstinent. Like, you have to have an actual experience with being sober to want to continue being sober, and you cannot just remove alcohol and think that like your life is going to get better, because even if it temporarily does, your internal nature, like that's what's wrong. It's not your job, it's not your money, it's not your bank account, your boyfriend, your wife, your husband. Like that is not the issue. I hope that everybody that watches my videos understands that. Like the issue, and it's not like a guilt blame thing, it's just like the issue is like an unsettledness inside of you that needs to be addressed. Of course, I have addressed that with AA, but I'm totally aware and understanding that that's not everybody's solution. So other than that, I just wanted to announce one more thing, and that is that I killed a tree. I killed a tree to finish my book. It is now done. This is, I think, it was like 200 pages of my writing. So this is done, and no one is ever going to read it because it's awful. But it's done. And I already have a concept for my next book, and I'm super freaking excited. That's never going to get published, but my next one is. God willing. All right, I love you guys. Coppola says hi, and my new dog Gladwell is downstairs asleep. Okay, bye.